The Big Voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
Hello, beautiful world. Welcome to a new episode of Winnebago Talks. I am your host for today, DJ Bethani. I am Bethani Redhorn, the Winnebago Indian News editor, and I have my co-host over here,
MC Eves.
We have Kevin Ebert, our multimedia coordinator. And so we are joined here today by some special guests who we will have them give us their introductions. But first, in today's episode, DJ Guaranteed will be joining us. What's up?
Music is on.
We'll have the run through of some Winnebago Indian News updates. We'll also have our special guest here talking about some important announcements here. Exciting project that's going to be here in Winnebago. And then also we'll have our My Answer Is. I believe we're going to get into joke of the day, rant of the day. And then we'll close out with the My Answer Is portion, hopefully. And so in today's session here, we're going to go ahead and introduce our special guests who are joining us. We know that you have a busy day, so we'll get started on our interview with you folks. So I'll go ahead and have you both come up to the mics and give us your introduction.
Hi, my name is Joy Johnson. I am a consultant on the Fiber to the Home project and have been working with the tribe on and off through directly as an employee and through other organizations for several years. So I'm glad to be a part of this project and seeing it through.
Nice. Welcome to the show, Joy.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brandon Stout. I'm the Director of IT Services for the Winnebago Tribe, and then I'm also one of our fiber optic project managers for this Fiber to the Home project. Wanted to say hi to everybody, and thanks for listening and tuning in. We got some important information regarding our project that we wanted to share with everybody.
Bear with us one second.
October, the camera bill. Here.
That's probably why. You gotta close out of that. Please bear with us one second. We got an issue with our cameras here, and then we're gonna get back into our interview.
Cool, working on it. There we go.
Okay, I apologize for that. Let's kind of go back from the start. I'll have you guys go ahead and introduce the project again. So we have Brandon and Joy here. They're here talking about Jump telecommunications.
Yes, Job to Telecommunications is the name of the fiber optic project. Actually, it will be the business name for the fiber optic project. And you'll also be hearing it called the Winnebago Tribe Broadband Connectivity Project. So kind of get all those names that we were working through before we settled on Job Telecommunications shared with everyone. So if you hear any of those names, know that it's coming from the Winnebago Tribe to bring high-speed internet access to the entire reservation and then some adjacent communities to the reservation, because we know that there are a number of tribal members that haven't been unable to find housing on the reservation, so we were able to open it up to include communities next door.
That is awesome. And then so with that, are you displaying the flyer?
I can.
We would like to talk about this fiber to home project. So how can someone out there that's interested in knowing about it, how can they go about to get more information?
Definitely check out the the Winnebago Indian News. It's in the latest issue that just came out this last weekend. You'll find it on page 9, a little bit of information there. It also has a QR code that will take you directly to the service line agreement form so that can be completed. We're asking folks to go online and complete that form using your 911 address. That way we make certain that we can map it for the construction company to come out. So I'd like to kind of back up just a little bit to give the folks a idea of what's going on. So we've been working on getting all the paperwork in line. So we did a phase around this time last year and through March, I think it was, where we collected signatures from property owners that have land in trust through the BIA, and that allowed us to get the right-of-way to put the line in the road ditch, okay? So now we're moving on to phase 2 or stage 2, and that allows us to get the line from the road ditch or the street to people's home. So then that's the one we're focusing on right now. There'll be a third phase coming up probably next spring, where we'll be asking people, and look for it more like in the late spring, early summer, to actually start signing up for service. So we'll want to do this in phases. One, we got the streets and roads, so we can bury that with the construction company. Now we're ready to take it from that area, getting our permission so we can get it right to your house. It'll put a little box on the outside of the house. And then that final phase, after we do that, when they sign up for service, that'll allow Brandon and his team to then come out and meet with folks at their home, talk to them about the modem that the tribe's going to supply as a part of the project that you'll have in your home so that you can connect wirelessly to your computers, your phone, or whatever the case may be in the gaming operations that the kids are going to have. They want to make certain they come out, do an analysis, kind of a testing on where you do your operations, where the kids watch TV, where the kids play their games, to make certain that they put the modem in the most optimum place in the house so that you have really good reception so you can take full advantage of this high-speed internet access. So if you've been using your phone or some other service and you've been watching TV or whatever, and you see the little wheel spinning, you won't have to wait for the little wheel anymore. Brandon can explain to you on how fast it will go. It's like the difference between bicycling or walking and then getting into a race car is kind of how I'd like to describe that. The difference that we'll be able to provide people on being able to listen to the radio station online,
definitely.
listen to anything you want, movies, whatever the case may be. So just wanted to kind of share those phases. So we need your help as we go through this next phase on what we call a service line agreement. And that was where the owners of the property will sign off on the form and let us know that they want to have it go to the residents or the business for them. So.
Okay, and so getting some of that background information in there is a lengthy process to get to this
Yes,
point, right?
yes, yes.
Okay. And so for us here up at the Big Boys, fast internet, that's so exciting. So talking to Brandon about that, could you kind of explain to us the difference of maybe the accessibility that people have to internet now compared to what it will be once this rolls out
Sure.
into the homes?
Sure. I think what a lot of people are experiencing or have at home, at least in our community and on the reservation, is a DSL line, which the internet comes over phone lines. And there's always limitations with that, depending on how far you are away from the provider. And then in certain neighborhoods, they'll have a hub, what they call it, and there's a certain amount of speed that everybody shares from that hub. And I'm sure we've all had the experience when our neighborhoods get busy, our internet slows down, especially during COVID. We really experienced trying to work from home and things like that. In our community, the speeds vary from probably a 10 meg up to 10 meg is what they call it. And then that'd be the download speeds, and then on the upload is up to 1 meg. In some places in Winnebago, some people have up to 25, and then maybe even up to 50, what they call it. But again, all through the phone lines, and so there's limitations on speeds there. Our internet speeds that we're going to be able to offer, starting out of the box, we'll have basically a gigabit. And to compare that to the phone lines and stuff, again, which is up to 10 meg on the download and 1 on the upload, we'll be able to do 1,000 meg on the download and 1,000 meg on the upload. And it won't matter what your neighborhood's doing, what your neighbor's doing, you'll have that dedicated speed to your house. We'll have probably different speed packages that we want to offer, so we can cover any of those different groups on the affordability side. And then even if you want to kind of compare it to, a lot of people are starting to do the Starlink now. And right now, Starlink is probably about 300 to 400 meg on the download, and then probably about 25 to 50 on the upload. And from time to time, you'll see some, maybe some outages or some spottiness depending on the weather or what's going on in the atmosphere above you. And so with our stuff having a direct link back to the ISP or the hub, if you will, we shouldn't see any of those types of delays. Again, if you sign up for a gigabit, that's 1,000 megs down and 1,000 megs up. And it doesn't matter what your neighbors are doing, that's dedicated to you.
That's exciting. I mean, like, I'm over here just like, I cannot wait to get this rolled out.
I will say, I think this is going to be faster than what they're going to get from Starlink and more reliable. Amazon's also looking at offering a satellite service, but this is going to outperform those guys, and you are not going to have to worry about the weather. So that is key on this, and you're supporting local people in the community here. So I think that's an important component too, having local jobs for folks. And that's one of the things that we were a little surprised, but we had talked with the construction company about some jobs. And they said, no, let people know that we are looking to hire on some folks for this particular project. So if you're interested in that, let Brandon know.
Yep.
And he'll get a hold of Bauer Underground, who is the contractor on this particular project. And these aren't just for the short term for our project. They said if they like it, it all works out, that they would look at keeping people on with their business as well. They're out of Norfolk and out of Lincoln. Their home base is out of Norfolk. And so, but the construction company, that crew that we're working with is out of Lincoln. So they're about as local as you can get. So.
Well, that it's very interesting, and I think it's an exciting time for Winnebago, especially with that coming to the community. So with the project itself, how long has this been in the works?
So we were awarded late 2022, and then we were originally awarded for, is it 3 years?
It was originally for a year, and then we could go to 2, but we have to have it all done and turned on for people by August 31st of 2027. So that's still a ways out there. So we're wanting to make certain we beat that deadline.
Yes, yep.
For sure. And the construction company is quite certain that they'll be able to get Winnebago hooked up first, and ideally we'll have them turned on before the western part. We have it divided into 19 sections, the project for delivery from the construction phase. And so Winnebago is number 1, and also the guinea pig, so I'll put that out there for folks. So I appreciate your patience as we, and the feedback will be important because that will allow us on the front end to work out any bugs sooner rather than later, so that we can, Brandon has been very dedicated to having great customer service. His team does a great job of customer service on the IT for the tribe, and I'm expecting the same type of service on this. So anybody that's received IT services from the tribe as an employee, I think you're going to be just as happy with this Jajop Telecommunications.
Definitely. And then I have a question with that. So getting the Jajump I keep trying to say it all together, telecommunications implemented here into Winnebago. What's the first step? I know that we're here to talk about the service line agreement. So how can they go about getting into
The
filling
actual-
that out?
Filling it out. There's an online form that's going to ask you for your 911 address. It's going to ask you for your name and whether or not you're the owner. It has some disclosure items on there. Make certain you read through that. And at the end, online, you can actually sign it online and hit submit, and it goes right into our database, and that gets shared with the construction company so that they know that they can go on out and put that service line in for you. So, and if you actually rent the land that your home is on or an apartment, make certain that your landlord is completing that form. Help point them to that. If you're having problems with the form at all, give Brandon a call at the tribe's number, 402-878-2272, and he's at extension 2400. So if you're running into problems, we can send out a paper copy too if somebody wants that, and you can do a hard copy there. But if you're able to go online, either with your phone or whatever you're using for an internet connection now, it's a real simple form. Look through it. If you have any questions, give Brandon a call, and he'll answer any of the questions you have on that. And that'll get us from that road to the house or your business, so.
I think I'd like to add in there too that this is going to be very helpful to keep the construction process moving
Yes.
efficiently. Sometimes what we've seen in the past in other communities from different projects is the construction company will get to a person's house. They might not be home, might not have signed it yet, so they'll have to turn around and maybe come back and revisit that person's house. So we really want to try to do a good job of getting everybody to sign these. Again, like Joy mentioned, if you're not the owner of your property, let your landlord know or the owner of the property know, and they can get that filled out for you. We're also working with any of the owners of like the apartments and any of the like HCI properties and things like that, the village of Winnebago, to make sure that those entities sign off for us. And that'll be kind of commonplace in the other communities that we're going to be in, Homer, Emerson, Wakefield, Thurston. Same efforts that we're going to do in each of these communities to try to get the word out so we can have as many people sign up. I think it's also worth to note that, again, it doesn't sign you up for service, but gets us all the way up to your house. If there would be any hesitation, the one thing that I'll throw out, that by getting fiber up to your house, it does increase your property value. So there is benefit there to having it come up to your house. And it is free for us to install it all the way up to your house. So another key factor there in case people were wondering if there's any cost at this point.
If you don't want to go out and look for the form, I have it up here now, so all you gotta use your phone, click on the QR code, it'll take you right there. All your problems are over.
Yep.
Yep.
You'll be lit up.
Exactly. The other thing to know is, starting this week, the construction company is going to be going around and hanging what they call a door knocker. It's a little flyer that they'll be handing out to let you know, to kind of introduce themselves. So it's like, who are these strange people walking around my house? So this is their way to kind of introduce you. They'll give you an idea about what time they envision that they'll be coming around to put the line in from the road to the house, so that you know that. And they'll, just before they come, they'll knock on the door. They'll let you know. But that way, you know, some weird person's in your backyard.
Tinkering around out there.
Exactly. Do go out and talk to them.
Yeah.
And let them know. Winnebago's a friendly community, so just let them know, hey, are you with Bauer Construction Company? And they'll say yes. If they're not, then guess what? They're not on this project. So Bauer is going to be the only construction company as a part of this. So they're good people, and we found out some of the staff have connections back to Winnebago years ago. And if anybody's gone to Northeast Community College, one of the staff, their dad was the president of Northeast Community College. So they did some work with getting the initial Northeast, when Northeast was here in Winnebago back in the 1970s. He was a part of getting that project here, and then they flipped it over to being NICC and then on to Little Priest. So yeah, Mr. Cox, Bob Cox, was a part of that. He has some Winnebago roots. So we've got some good connections there.
Yeah, it's a small world.
Yeah.
My little brother used to work for him and my dad.
Is that right?
They treated him really well. You know.
Good people. We found out they're really good people. So they're going to be friendly as they come to the door, that stranger in your backyard, but it is good to check and make certain that that's who it is. You don't want somebody around your kids or that sort of thing that you're uncomfortable with. So, but they'll have a flyer that they can share, again, share some of the information we just talked about. So the main thing is, it's coming. It's been a long time coming. Brandon shared the idea of this project about 20 years ago.
That long ago.
It was in the early 2000s. He says, we have the crappiest internet connection back then, and it hasn't really gotten any better, has it, Brandon?
No.
And so we found an opportunity to bring some funds to actually make this happen. We've switched through about 3 different companies, and now you're going to have a good company to work with.
I remember back in the 2000s, maybe the late 90s, we wanted to get internet here. We wanted to get cable, and they said, you don't have enough people. It ain't worth it for us to come out and do that for you. And I thought that was, Macy had cable, but we didn't. I was like, what's up with that?
Well, Till, Homer as well.
But Winnebago wasn't worth coming to.
Yeah.
American Broadband. Thank you.
Well, guess what? Winnebago has changed a lot in that 25 years. Proud to say that I'm a previous Winnebago resident, grew up here. So the changes going on now remind me of the things that were described to me when Winnebago was built in the 1900s. My great-grandfather was a part of that, and so I've been just really excited to be a part of all the changes that have happened here.
My grandpa used to be the sheriff here.
Is that right?
And he had a poker room in the basement. Small towns.
If I could too, I'd like to mention for any of the homeowners, one of the big things that's, kind of visiting with the contractors is in case you have anything in your yard that we might not be aware of, we don't want to bump your sprinklers or anything that anybody has in the ground. So it'll be key to kind of help and show us the best path, and maybe our construction company can suggest or work with the homeowners to find the best placement going through your yard. And then kind of also too want to mention that, when this company does come into fruition here soon, we're going to be looking to hire people, and it'd be nice to hire as many tribal members that we can. Will we be able to fill every position with a tribal member? Maybe, maybe not, but that would kind of be the intention and the goal. This is, again, jobs for the community and some high-tech jobs, if you will, too. So kind of want to work with Little Priest and see if we can provide some sort of training here locally too as well to utilize them in some shape or form. And then I like too that this is one more step for the tribe to become self-sufficient. We provide these own services. We do a really good job and take care of the people that are connected to us. So that's another awesome thing and worthwhile supporting since it's owned by the Winnebago tribe.
I'll throw that flyer up one more time for you guys just in case you need it.
Yes.
So I'll have it up there for a little bit.
And I think we're also looking at having the flyer on the billboard down
Yeah,
by
that'd
the
be
planning office. So if you're driving by and you're having trouble finding it for whatever reasons, hang on for a little bit and it'll come up and you can grab that QR code right off the sign.
Yep, you just hover your phone over it with your camera. It'll give you that little link. You click it. It's pretty user-friendly.
Right, right.
And then one thing that I was wondering, as you guys are talking about this, the opportunities that can come, what are some of the, if you can, enlighten me on some of the jobs that would come with that line of work?
For sure. So we're going to have probably the techs obviously to go out and do the installs and take care of troubleshooting and things like that, and kind of plan for expansion areas that we might want to add service to. We'll also have probably like a main or a couple main guys on the networking side for call it the Network Operations Center or the NOC. We'll need general managers, salespeople, people to handle new orders and things like that. So we're kind of working through all the amount of people we'll need as part of the business plan, what types of salaries and things we'll offer, and part of that will include what types of packages for customers that we'll offer and the costs associated with those. So we hope to have those kind of ironed out, if you will, probably over the next maybe 3, 4, 5 months, and kind of have a solid plan to present to the council for approval and things like that. And then once that gets approved, then we can roll it out to the public.
We did a preliminary business plan earlier on, and there's just been enough things that evolved in the meantime that we're updating that business plan. And so we've hired an outside consultant that's very familiar with this type of business to make certain that we've got the right amount of staff, that we look at actually pricing out the service appropriately. So, and this is going to be one that's, I envision it's going to be very affordable, more than competitive with anything else you'd find out there. I know Starlink, what I have is $90 a month. Hey, this is probably going to be cheaper than that. We don't know a price at this point in time. But it's going to be competitive. We're not looking at making a profit at this point. It's about how do we cover the expenses to make certain Winnebago has high-speed internet to all its residents.
And provide that awesome service.
Yes, with good service.
Would you get grandfathered in? Because my Starlink bill is like 120 something.
I relooked. I relooked yesterday because they were saying it was supposed to be even cheaper, but no. In order to do my office work and that, I'm on the $90 bill one.
Yeah, I mean, with the speeds that we're going to get, I mean, the cities around here can't compare to that, you know? I mean, you guys don't understand. We get it because Brandon has all this in all of our offices already, so we already get 900 down. We already get a gig, so we're getting spoiled, then we go home.
Yeah.
And that's what'll be nice. We'll be able to have these types of connections that we basically utilize for the whole tribal organization. You'll have this speed at your house for yourself, which is going to be awesome. So we'll be able to do gig out of the box, like I mentioned, and we're also set up to do multi-gig as well.
Wow.
So between the ISP and your home, we'll be able to do up to 10 gig. We probably won't offer that right away, and those are just crazy, ridiculous speeds right now, but we'll have the ability. We built it for today and the future, so.
And I am so jealous because I use Starlink and it's not going to be what you guys have. The project goes right by my house, but I'm on the wrong side of the railroad track, so I don't get to get any service.
I told Joy we could look at an expansion down the road to her house.
Grandfather you in again, Joy. Just kidding.
I've been trying all along.
I'd like to put a big plug in for the WinnebagoBroadband.com website. That's where a lot of our information is hosted. We also started a Jajap network as well. It's another separate website, and they basically mirror each other. But again, the WinnebagoBroadband.com is where we'd like to direct people for more information. And that has all the latest project information, has a map of our build out, has frequently asked questions if you're curious on the construction process, what that looks like, how long that takes, will they repair my yard, things like that are all on there. And then anything outside of those, feel free to reach out to myself in the IT department.
I love it. To jump telecommunications, Winnebago fiber to the home construction. And so maybe someone out there, if we didn't touch over something that maybe they were interested in learning about, or if they had a question about something, I know that we did relay that already, but how could they get in touch with you folks?
I would say just email me, brandon.stout@winnebagotribe.com. Stop by our office in the Blackhawk Center, usually around all the time. Give me a call, 402-878-2272, again, extension 2400, or just ask for myself. Joy, do you want to?
I'm going to have Brandon answer all the questions.
Okay.
I got a question. I got this map up of your fiber design. What's going on there?
So basically, it shows our whole footprint, and then we go all the way up to Sioux City, basically, and that's where we'll get our primary connection. So there's a carrier hotel up there at the WIT campus. There's probably about 10 to 15 providers that we're going to work on pricing with. So we'll get our primary connection from there, come down to Winnebago, and then basically just shows our footprint of.
You also doing the casino?
Yep.
Yeah.
We go
I
under the
see
river
that.
in two spots. So we go under at the Flatwater Crossing in South Sioux, and then we pop out kind of by the Sergeant Floyd Monument. And then we go under down here at our river bottom, and then pop out, head over to Winnevegas, and then there's, I think, we'll be ready to build out for any houses that may come and things like that on the reservation boundaries.
Anybody that wants to see an engineering feat when they get ready to cross either of the river crossings, it's been shared with us that it's going to be extraordinaire. It's over a mile shot for them to bore underneath the Missouri River, especially getting to Winnebago. So that's going to be let's just say there was some competition that the construction companies wanted to get this project because that is so exciting to do.
It sounds exciting.
Yeah.
And so we do have up here, he's running through some of your, the project information. So if anybody wanted to learn more about that, as Brandon relayed, you can go to WinnebagoBroadband.com, and then project timeline gives you some of those dates, outlines all of that information as well. And then I know today, specifically, we wanted to really emphasize that service line agreement and just kind of implementing that and getting people to, that are interested and So specifically, it'd be here in the local area, and then the districts that are the counties that are included on the flyer.
Yeah, the other communities, yep. So again, starting here in Winnebago with our build out and the reservation as a whole, and then the adjacent communities, again, if we can start getting these pushed out and signed in the other communities as well. I've seen some come in from Emerson. I've seen some come in from, various places as we're starting to get the word out. But between now and the springtime, if we can get everybody to sign a service line agreement, that would be awesome. That's the goal. We have a potential of about 2,500 subscribers. That includes business and residential. So if we get to that 2,500, that's going to be awesome, because that's 2,500 customers that we'll be able to service.
Okay, and so to kind of bring that back up, I would like to say if there's a way that we can have you kind of stop in
For sure.
here and there, and then we can kind of keep pushing this out and encouraging those out there to go out and fill out the service line agreement. If they wanted to learn more information, they can go to winnebagobroadband.com. And then is there anything else that we should mention before we?
If we've got just a small handful of folks that have completed the form, so keep those forms coming in. If you can do them online, we really appreciate that. That way, we don't have to have staff put the information in by hand and have any errors. It just minimizes errors if they could do it online. We can do paper copy if that's what folks like, but our preference is if you can do the form online.
Okay, and then that QR code that's available on that flyer takes you directly to that service line agreement form. So if you could hover your camera over that, hit the link, it'll take you directly to that.
And it allows them to save a copy for themselves so that they know.
For your records.
Yes, for your own personal records.
Okay, so Joy, Brandon, before we go, do you have any shout outs you would like to give to anybody?
How about Merry Christmas to the whole community? I
Yes.
have a feeling Neola Walker lighting contest is underway. So Winnebago does Christmas light right. So go.
I'd just like to give a shout out to anybody that's helped our project along the way. This is by no means a one-person duty. This has been a team effort from day one. So I want to give a shout out to anybody that's had any hand in helping us and anybody that's potentially going to help us moving forward. So
Also to the Tribal Council, they've been wonderful in supporting this project. I've never seen a project that's had so many hurdles shot in front of it, and we've been able to jump over each one of those hurdles, and the support from the Tribal Council has been just outstanding for this project to make certain that we're able to bring this to the community. So.
Amazing. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate you stopping in, and thank you for telling us about this really important, amazing opportunity here in the community. And so I will definitely be in touch to invite you folks back on so we can kind of hash out, see where we're at with the service line agreements, and keep pushing that out to the membership.
cool.
Super.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Brad, I think you're doing an awesome job, man.
Yes.
I mean, I've been watching you, and just I don't have a little bit of background in it, and it's like, man, people have no idea. I mean, you're gonna light this city up, and it just yeah, it's amazing.
Yep.
It's really amazing what you're doing.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And, just providing and helping the community, the reservation, the tribe, you know what I mean? That's where I get the good feelings from. So I love helping. So
Your enthusiasm towards it, man. I mean, whenever you talk about it, I don't care who it is. I mean, it can be my 10-year-old come up and ask you questions, and you just tell them all about it, and your enthusiasm is awesome.
thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Joy.
Yep.
Thank
you
you.
guys.
And happy holidays.
Yes, and happy holidays. And then, as Joy had made mention of that Neola Walker holiday lighting contest, you guys mind if you're going to stay a part of it? Because I'm going to bring you back up. I do have, and I know that we do have, the Winnebago IT department is going to be helping sponsor that as well. And so we have a list of sponsors, and we're going to be rolling out. The deadline to get signed up for the holiday contest is going to be on December 12th. And so we're going to be going around on December 15th to do the judging for the holiday lighting contest. And so that's in honor and in loving memory of our founder, Neola Old Lady Walker. And so we're excited for that. And then I did see Guaranteed in there. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go and peek in there real quick and grab him.
Go for it.
So Kevin, if you're going to run through, can you kind of talk them about what you're pulling up on the screen?
I guess I'm doing it in the background on you guys, but What I'm doing is going through the newspaper, and I was checking out the flyers for the holiday costume, or for the holiday Christmas lighting. And as you can see it up here, we got the Neil Lee Walker building flyer up there, and first annual Winnebago Seniors Angel Tree. It'd be a good time to go down and grab yourself a little gift card for everybody. I mean, it's all for the seniors. And what's amazing is they're not asking for much. I mean, someone just wants socks, someone crafts. I mean, it's not like my son. I want a VR set. I want no, they want little simple things. I mean, something to occupy their time. Puzzles for the keep their minds good. So. And we got DJ Guaranteed back in here.
All right. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night to those that are tuned in overseas. We always say that and stuff, but sounds like you guys had a great interview. Yes. And we got a lot of good information out there and stuff. So with that being said, I'd like to thank Joy and also Brandon Stout for coming on in here to the Big Voice Radio and stuff. You guys have a good rest of your day.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys. Yep.
Yeah,
And we'll
thank
make sure to come back and provide updates.
Yep.
So stay tuned.
All right.
tuned.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Good to see you, Joy.
You too, Garan. Bye.
Just wanted to share a story and stuff, but yeah, we'll transition. So Bethany will jump in the driver's seat, and yeah.
Yeah.
The first firing over the air. No, you can have a seat. You can have a seat here at MC Eves as we transition. Winnebago Talks. I appreciate everybody joining in, and a great conversation with. That a lot of people were wondering, and I see on social media expressions and stuff, but I wanted to tell you about Joy. My first job out of the gate at the college, after college, I worked for Little Priest Tribal College, and then since moved on, kind of did the rock style brulee gig there for a couple of years, and then I decided, started a family. But we used to work, me and Joy Johnson used to work together, and Brandon, down at Ho Chunk Community Development Corporation when the office was in Walt Hill, Nebraska. Right behind that store, there's a building back there. And worked there for a number of years. We built the Woodland Trails and served as the marketing director for that for a number of years. It was a nice grant. And Joy, she did some wonderful things. We did some tourism grants. We did all kind of good things and stuff. So it's good to see her. And I know that she has landed it. Helped out with the planning and development, wrote some grants, and really her service to the tribe and stuff is really remarkable. That some of the things that she designed, some of the things that she wrote grants for, and now you could see it come to fruition. I think one of her last projects is to make sure that Ja Jump, our fiber to home project, gets connected, gets up and running, and services all the tribal members and stuff, especially around Winnebago and the Winnebago Indian Reservation. So good job. Good interview too, man. I was listening to you guys and stuff. I was a little bit late. Had another appointment and stuff, but you asked some wonderful questions there. The questions that I wanted to ask, man, you might.
No, don't say it.
Yeah, I might want to get behind the driver's seat to do some things. You know what I mean? That is awesome. But nonetheless, what else we got, guys?
So we were kind of talking about the holiday lighting contest. Joy made mention of that. And what I wanted to do is I do have a flyer that I've been working on to show some of those places. So as a team, we decided, I know last year there was some categories that were included in the competition, but this year we're going to go back to our 1st through 8th place winnings.
Okay.
And so we have all our sponsors in. I'm going to outline that. We'll have that flyer to come this afternoon. But pretty excited for that.
Yeah, for sure. All righty. And then MC Eves, what do you got? We got a game tonight?
Deer in the headlights. We got deer. No. Yeah, we got Penders tonight. And we're not gonna do the girls game. We're just gonna do the varsity boys. And I'm assuming we're gonna kick it off about 7:30.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be and then we're looking for sponsors for Thursday.
Okay.
Or did we get that locked down for Winnebago Macy?
We're working on it and stuff, you know.
So we got any sponsors out there you wanna help it out and for the community to get us down there? That'd be awesome.
Yeah. The Omaha Nation versus Winnebago is always a big game, you know, and they do. I really like covering like Omaha Nation games and stuff. I do some of their sports picks and stuff, you know, and they do an amazing job. They have like a starting lineup, and I noticed that Walt Hill they did some lights, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what you're supposed to do, man. Like make it feel like an NBA. I felt like I was at a Timberwolves game or something. You
What
know
happened to
I'm saying?
Banco, man? We used to do that. We used to put them up on the big screen, have a little spotlight on each character. Each player. They are characters.
Well, excuse us as we get kind of the rust.
Oh.
And volleyball is a certain sport. The way we film it, the way behind the scenes, you should see us behind the scenes. It's crazy. And then the football is another beast. And then you have to transition to, we make fun of like res spin, res PN, like ESPN. We kind of call it res spin. But it should be true, man. Like basketball is totally different, and we have some, as we grow, we have some more, how do you say it, things up our sleeves that we want to debut. For example, don't tell anybody, but Kevin is in charge of trying to get us instant replay, and we've been putting that on his shoulders for the last couple weeks, and his wheels are turning.
And that's why I stepped out when you asked me to sit down, because the man that just left, he's going to stop back in about an hour or two.
Okay.
And he's got some tricks up his sleeve. I finally had to, we have a motto in our when in doubt, call stout. And
We're getting t-shirts, huh?
you were gay, yeah.
Yeah, we really appreciate that collaboration between communications and IT is really strong. It's really healthy. We need something down at the big screen. Something goes on wrong up here, man. They come to our rescue all the time. And even during the tribal council meetings and stuff, when in doubt, call stout.
Sir.
I love it.
And he's super friendly. I mean, it just how busy this guy is.
For sure. Let's see here. Okay. Now, Winnebago Talks. We talked about Jaw Jump. That's very important. We talked about the holiday lighting contest. That's very important as well. That's coming around the corner. And what else do we have the rest of the week? Oh, so we're going to go into next week. Hat and Mitten Drive. If you folks are interested in that, we posted something on the Winnebago Facebook yesterday. There's drop-off locations if you want to donate to the Boys and Girls Club. They have a box down there. I actually went out to Winnebago last week, and there's a box behind the cashier. So if you go and buy like a $5 hat and mitten, turn it into Winnebago, and they'll give you $10 free promo play. They call it promo play. You have to be a Club Win member, but that's a good exchange, right? I mean, what if you take that $10 and
It works just like cash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's how I come from the casino industry, and promo play. All it means, okay, you get $10. You put it in the machine, you can't cash it out.
Yeah.
You play on it, but whatever you win on that, you get. So you put it in, you win $5. You can cash out the $5. So that's what promo play is.
And that's going to be good until December 15th. So there's a deadline on that. Make sure if you can do it once every day. So if you go up to Baumgars or whatever, but what they do is they turn around, and this is really cool. They turn around and provide it to their young ones here in the tribal membership. And the last day of school for the holiday break, I believe they get out on December 18th at 1 o'clock.
I guarantee they do. I hear it every day.
Do you really?
Yes.
And they won't go back to school until next year. I just love saying that. You know what I mean? I love
See you
saying that.
next year.
Yeah, see you next year, literally. And they're going to go back in 2026. But, hey, in the last 4 years, winter hasn't hit until after January. Seriously, like snow.
Yeah, I agree.
And now this year, it is.
Just
And then even tonight, Auntie Julie messaged us and said that there's not going to be a lot of snow, but the blowing snow is going to create out some whiteout conditions, especially at night. So
And
just
drifting.
be careful. Yeah, and some drifting. So it's going to supposed to start up at 9 around that area. Don't get caught. All right. Make sure you hunker down if need be. And I'm not sure what it's going to do tomorrow and stuff, but I think it's going to be overnight where it's going to be kind of treacherous and stuff. So if you have to do some traveling, you might want to head out a little bit earlier, or make sure you, again, check on our four-legged relatives, check on your pipes, check on our elders, and then make sure the young ones don't get caught in the snow.
And please, if you're traveling, do that emergency kit in your car. Pack some, snacks that can't, that don't go bad. Get an extra blanket in there. Get a flashlight in there. Just get a couple extra things. Just prepare yourself, just in case. Sioux City's a long ways.
Yeah. Nowadays, and I'm 44, guys, but I got catch myself saying kids these days. So, for example, a lot of them like to wear gym shorts out in the blizzard.
Don't get it.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. And they're like, we're just going to go to the store. And seriously, like, one time you're walking back from the store about 5 miles in gym shorts. Yeah, just be careful, guys. Kids these days.
And the hoodies.
Yeah.
I mean, they wear hoodies year round. 100 degrees outside, negative degrees outside. They got a hoodie on.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Okay, so the December 18th, there's a Wajoki family event that's going to be happening down at the Blackhawk Center. Your kids are going to be able to go, and the Winnebago Volunteer Fire Department is going to distribute. I used to love this. This is a core memory of mine. It's the last day of school, and they said, head down to the fire department. Santa was down there. They give us those brown bag of, and it used to be like walnuts in there and peanuts. And
I don't remember the walnuts. I remember peanuts.
Yeah, it used to be
walnuts.
well, depending on the year. I guess it depended on the year.
When I was a kid, I mean, 10 years before you.
Yeah, because you had to use the nutcrackers and stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
That's the good stuff. I mean, I like peanuts, but I mean, I love walnuts.
Nonetheless, it's going to happen on December 18th and stuff. So appreciate Winnebago Volunteer Fire Department for doing that. And then they brought in some other sponsors. I know Winnebago is going to be helping out. WCHS, Ho Chunk Incorporated. We want to make sure we recognize those sponsors and those that are really helping out. So the Winnebago Public Health Department got their event going on. And that's going to be an exciting day and stuff, So that's going to be next Thursday right here in Winnebago. And yeah, if you have a young one, need some hat and mittens and anything like that, make sure you bring them on down. What you got, DJ
December
Bethany?
18th. So that's separate from this one right here, the Roots of Home Christmas event, or is that what you're talking about?
Yep, that's the one I was kind of making mention. So I think the school gets out at 1, and the hat and mitten drive distribution is going to start up at 1, and then this one starts up at 2 o'clock. So Santa will be in town. What?
Exciting.
Oh man, what strings did we have to pull to get the real Santa to come on down here? Do you guys remember when Santa, you found out he wasn't real?
I do.
Santa's not real?
What? Push your mic off.
My kids, man, I'm not a big person for Christmas, so I mean, I put up my Christmas tree late, and my kids are all depressed because the elf never came. So we found out you have to have a tree to get the elf to come.
No.
So I got a tree last Sunday. Guess who showed up?
Jack, the elf. That's what we call him at my house.
Snoop on a stoop.
We're arguing. We got Chip, and I'm not quite sure what the other name might be, but the two kids are arguing over the name because we found out last year our elf didn't move. You got to name your elf in order for it to move, to give it its powers.
There's so much magic involved.
No wonder why mine wasn't moving.
Yeah.
I don't mean to change this subject dramatically, but it reminded me of a video I seen, and it was about an elf on the shelf, and the daughter. So this is just so this might be a part of the joke of the day, I guess. But the girl, the little girl, she wouldn't listen to her mom. Her mom kept telling her, "You can't touch him. You're not supposed to touch him." Talking about the elf on the shelf. Yeah. The little girl wasn't listening. She kept touching him. She kept moving him. She kept messing with him. So the next day when she woke up, her mom. She laid out some chicken, wings, ate up wings, just the bones of it. And then he's like, "I lost my magic because you kept touching me." Oh my God, that little girl's just bawling. She's like, "He lost his magic." And it was just so sad. But I was just like, she actually put bones out like a little elf. And I was like, that little girl is going to be traumatized forever.
Wow, that is crazy. Mean parents, man. Come on.
So I was telling you about my Christmas elf. Well, he shows up, and all we find is a hat between the bathroom and the kitchen. We start looking around, and the elf's behind the stove. I thought he died. He was all curled up. I thought he was goner. But the kids got their tongs out, to pick him up, and they revived him and got him, put him on top of the fridge, so he had a little bit of food. So our elf's okay now.
You made it. You made it. That is, yeah, we're going to come up with some big hours that are putting us in the mood,
yes.
But here's my rant.
Oh, now we're going to go to the rant.
Yeah, I'm going to keep saying it until after Christmas and stuff, but you cannot put up your Christmas tree. You cannot play Christmas music until after Thanksgiving. That Friday, go ahead.
Go time.
Yeah, but not after Halloween. I know that they're trying to say that Mariah Carey wakes up after Halloween. No, not on the Big Voice, not anywhere. Where is our tree anyway?
Tyler's working on it because she wanted to rearrange the office, but she kind of wanted us, a few of us here to move it, and I like the idea that she has.
Yeah.
But somebody better tell Neiman then.
Yeah, man.
Neiman had all kinds of things up in his yard already, and I'm like, man, making us all look bad.
I'm serious, man. You gotta wait until after Thanksgiving. Whoa. Come on now. That's my rant. What you got?
Mine's gonna go. I think I already kind of said it last episode, but kind of the Grinch this year. I think I might maybe go out and get everybody one thing, but I told my boys, I was like, it's all about togetherness. We sit down and we're together. We eat. We play games. We do all this fun stuff together. We're not worried about going out and buying $500 worth of toys that you guys are not gonna play with. You play one time, you'll touch one time, and then after that, it's gonna be on the ground in the corner, way behind the couch for like 3 months. So I'm not getting any toys this year. That's my rant of the year. She rant of the year.
she took it there. Holy smokes, man.
I really feel that.
We're gonna call the Big Voice the Big Grinch. You know what I mean? Because that's all we are up here. Holy smokes, man.
But that's mine. Everybody's getting socks and chonies and all that stuff.
And
hey,
coal.
my son asked for 20s.
Cool.
That was pretty, but PSD, $15 a pair.
Yeah, man, everything is going up in price. It's unfortunate and stuff, but don't go past your means. If we can give us some advice and everything too, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It is about being together and trying to amend some of those things. Like, I guess, family time, you're always invited. You're always invited. If you're family of me, I don't need to reach out to you and give you an invite. You're always invited. Like, don't ever say, I wasn't invited, because you're always invited.
Yeah, I went to your house for Thanksgiving. That's what you said, but you weren't there.
Yeah, man, you're always invited.
You weren't there.
Well, I mean, if I'm there. if we're going to do something, But anyways, that's none. Here we got jokes. I know we got some good jokes, right?
That was my joke, that bone one.
I didn't get to do my
That
rant.
was like
I didn't get to do my rant.
PTSD moment right there, man. You don't got one?
I don't have a rant.
You don't got a
You know what?
rant?
No, man. I think life is awesome. Working for the Big Voice, man, is a good deal.
What is it called when a snowman throws a tantrum? It's called a meltdown. Yes, I love it. That's the joke of the day.
What did Frosty's girlfriend give him when she was mad at him?
What?
The cold shoulder.
Sorry, Frosty Nation. They're gonna be canceling us and stuff. All these snowmen Nation. We were making fun of you today, but don't tell anybody.
All I gotta say is please tune in tonight for the Winnebago Pender game if we can't make it in person.
All right, cool. So with that being said, I think that today's Winnebago Talk, we will have, if you have an opportunity, we do have some programming, and let them know about that with Wopedes.
Yeah, so we do have Wopedes, which is with our communications office manager, Gayla Whitewater. And so she has put out a mini-series, and so we do have available episodes on our Facebook and our YouTube. And so Wopedes Season 1 has a few episodes available, and so she's providing insight and, what'd you say that? Like, she's bringing forward some of our culture and history of the Winnebago, from connecting us to Wisconsin and just that background, and she's explaining it, and it's all in a short series, so she's going to be getting to certain parts, so it's still an ongoing series, but it's really emphasizing and it's to educate the youth and to get them to know about a lot of those cultural components of our history and stuff like that.
Nice.
And making it available for them. So a lot of like the youth are into scrolling or watching videos, reels, all that. So it's in a reel format. And so if you can, go check it out. Wopedes, it's on the Big Voice Facebook and YouTube.
Now we're at the section, MC Ebes. We call it the good relative of the day. This is basically our shout outs or anything like that. Remember, I had that idea. It's like, let's get some, people to recognize. Like, NFL has like the Walter Payton Man of the Year, and they do community things and stuff. So be thinking about it, but we'll come to you. This is the good relative of the episode, or anything that you can shout out, you know. So DJ Bethani, do you have anybody that you want to shout out, a good relative of Winnebago Talks of the day?
Yeah, I would like to give mine to. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, come back to me.
Okay. How about you?
You know, my best relative or my good relative is our chairman, Coley Brown.
Okay.
I mean, he's been a part of my life for 20-something years. But whenever I need somebody, you know, like I got stuck in Omaha 3 times, and he's came down and got me. Now, he may post about it, but, you know, to me, he's a good guy. And, you know, he really is family orientated. I mean, you know, look at him. I mean, he's got 17 grandchildren.
Nice. Is it nice, or is it like?
I think he loves the heck out of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you go over there, he's got a grandkid on his lap. You know, I mean, my son actually fell asleep on his lap before. I mean, they both were asleep actually. I thought that was funny.
That's a good shout out, man. A good relative, Choka Brown.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, for sure. I want to give mine to Will Maxwell. Okay, he's my son's basketball coach. And they played a tournament. They're hosting down in Bancroft, and my son's in 8th grade, and he's heavier set and stuff, and he's doing a wonderful job. He kind of told us, "I need some shoes. I got a game today," and I was like, "Whoa." You know, and so that was pretty good. They're not really good or anything like that, but they're getting there. Does that make sense? They're starting to get the fundamentals. They're starting to square up. He's starting to rebound. He almost fouled out. He got 4 fouls and stuff, so he didn't want to carry that over into the second game, so he wasn't as defensive orientated and stuff. But they played with 5. Playing a tournament with 5, I mean, good luck. And the bench, the first team, they just had another set of, so they were fresh. You know, and they had cream of the crop, fires talent and everything too. He ended up putting up 6 points and all this and that and stuff. But I've been watching the coach, Will, and I know there's frustration, and like even us, we're like, hey, you know, blah blah blah. But I made it a point, because I seen it somewhere. Like, if we holler at our kids while they're in game and stuff like that, let's do an opposite. Let's just encourage them. If they do something good, emphasize that, not point out the bad, if that makes sense. Yeah, you learn from your mistakes, but at the same time, I'll let the coach do that. So the coach is doing the coach's job and stuff, you know, and I would be really frustrated, probably just kind of, but he didn't. He kept encouraging him. He kept kind of writing up the plays, and still he kept his, you know, they followed his lead. And when they scored some points, they had a big smile on their face and stuff, you know, and everybody gave them a round of applause and stuff. So that's my good relative of the day. So Coach Maxwell, appreciate you teaching my kid, being a coach, and all coaches in general. We got to see the coaches from Winnebago Public School and the other coaches. That one game versus Homer, you know, you could see him coaching them up, and shout out to you guys, because you guys got in that coach's huddle. I mean, now that's behind the scenes, something that you want to tune in to these streams to get those shots and stuff. Amazing job, man. So good job to the coaches, again, the players. Basketball season, I love basketball season because we get to count down our way. Maybe we're going to head down to the state basketball tournament and cover somebody and stuff. So it's an exciting time. And I know that coaches for even wrestling doing an amazing job.
Winnebago, I mean, the coach and the passion that they have. I mean, you know, you got Dusty, you got Sean Parker, I mean, Sean Walker. I mean, all those guys, they're not top coaches, but you know what? They have the same passion, you know. And then we just picked up David Winget Jr., you know. I mean, can you imagine the plays, the scenarios that he's seen, you know, playing for different schools in college, playing professionally. I mean, then comes back to teach our youth.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So good job, guys. How about you?
I just real quick want to add that I thought it was really cool. I seen your post when you were talking about your little guy. Is it, don't tell me, it's Gavin.
Yeah.
Gavin and my boy Frankie are in the same grade. I was like, Frankie, is Gavin in your grade? He's like, yeah. And I was like, because he was supposed to play too, but he had to get his grade up and stuff like that, so he'll get to play the next game. But he was supposed to be there on Saturday, and I was like, hey, you were supposed to have a game. Because like, I don't have a game. But I thought that was so cool. I was just like, hey. So Gavin and Frankie are in the same grade.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
But I want to give my good relative to Gayla because I see that girl doing all kinds of amazing stuff outside of what she's doing for us at the Big Voice Radio. I know that she does have an event that her and Sunshine have planned, and we did invite them on, so they'll be joining us next Tuesday to talk about that. But she does a really amazing job on connecting us with our rich culture, our history, and the way that she explains it, and just being able to sit back and watch those videos and learn things that I did not know about, or like maybe I did and I forgot about, you know, that kind of stuff. But I just learned a lot through her, and I think she's a really awesome individual, and that's who my good relative shout out's gonna go to.
Nice. Good job. Good words, guys. And you guys be safe. Again, we have some weather coming in. If you guys want to learn more information, Auntie Julie, Julie Smithart, the Winnebago Tribe's emergency manager, she can get you signed up on the text alert system. And again, be safe out there as we transition. We're going into the holidays. Check on your relatives, folks. I know that during this time, there's a thing called holiday blues, and maybe you're missing a relative that just passed away. Maybe you feel like you're kind of ousted or something like that. You know, we do have help. We still have that agreement with Kikijide, the program down there. They're doing some wonderful things. One of our apprentices is actually helping, and that is Mr.
Haven Harden.
No. He works for Kikijide.
Oh, Morgan. Yeah, DJ grandson. Hey, shout out to him too. He's a parent, upcoming parent.
Is he really? And so we would just want to make mention that if you need any help, you know, you could reach out to us. We have social media. You see us on walking around the Winnebago Tribe, Winnebago streets, whatever it may be. Pull us off to the side and just let us know. But again, check on your relatives. Be good to them. But the most important thing around this time is be good to yourself. You always say that, DJ Best. I mean, why do you say that?
Just because, like, sometimes when you show up for everybody, you might neglect your own self, you know, and you might be, like, giving your all to all these around you, and then you're left depleted. So you just got to make sure you're good, too, so you can provide and take care of others.
Yeah, for sure. You guys have a good rest of your day. We are Winnebago Talks on KWTN 100.9 FM, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe. We'll see you guys tonight as we are live action basketball, live from Winnebago Public School.
One sweet